I'm personally can assure you that if you say that you like this scotch, Jimmy Russell will not come to your house and beat you up. I have done that many times.
Welcome back to TFDD Whiskey. I'm Max.
This is Tushar.
And if you haven't subscribed, what are you doing? Come on, let's get to 40. That's all I'm saying.
Let's get 40. Yeah, let's get 40. 40 is this week. Come on, we can do it.
40 sounds a lot better than 34. So,
Yeah.
hey.
Let's start with your hot take. What is your hot take right now? My hot takes are change every day depending on what I see in Discord.
So the first one has to do with, I'm not going to name anybody, of course, but like whiskey channels will, in a span of like 3 weeks, they will have the same list of the same bourbons with a different title. They will say, the worst whiskeys of 2026. And then they'll say, these whiskeys I will never go back to. And then they'll say, these are the worst allocated whiskeys of this time. And then they'll say, if you see these on the shelf, pass on them. But it'll be the same things they talk about to reuse content. I'm like, dog, how can you get away with this 4 times in a row?
Yes, there's a lot of new folks still joining in, and a lot of folks, I would assume that's why they're doing it. They're getting a lot more traction with those kind of videos. They're getting a lot more views. If they talk about a little obscure, smaller bottle or something that nobody else has or don't know about, then they don't get that. Or they just might not have that idea. They might just not be that exposed. Like they're just focused on what they get from their liquor stores and they keep going back to the same thing. But it is weird. It is weird. A lot of people eventually come back with the list of like, my issue has always been about your daily drinker. And I somehow feel the fact that a lot of whiskey YouTubers that talk about daily drinkers always, as you said, come up with the same thing. And are you trying to tell me that your daily drinker is still Weller Special Reserve where you have the whole Weller Rainbow or you have multiple WLWs? Like you're still fine after drinking those to go back to that. Maybe you could be. But it just feels weird. At some point your journey with whiskey and bourbon, you move in certain direction, up or down, however, but you move past from where you were. So how can you go back? I used to love Eagle Rare. Every time we try Eagle Rare, I'm fine with it, no problem with that. It's a great bottle, but I'm not jumping, oh my god, I see Eagle Rare, I have to try it. Oh my god, can I have an Eagle Rare right now? Like today I'm going to have a drink, the first drink has to be Eagle Rare. So what's this obsession about like everyday bottle? Let's talk about it. Who is drinking that everyday bottle? And when you see the bottle they're pouring from, they said, it's still full. It's still hot. They're not actually drank from it. And then they say they put it in cocktails. What is your criteria there? Why do you want to focus so much on affordability, value in terms of that? When just say what you are in your journey. Your YouTube channel, your influence, your whole perspective should be how you are treating. And if people get attached to it, great. But you don't have to go back, oh, now you have new subscribers, so I have to do a new channel about what is bourbon. I see so many people have gone back in their whiskey YouTube journey when they already reach like 50K, 70K subscribers. They're like, let's talk about basics again. We never talked about basics. You were talking about basics because you ran out of ideas. So like, let's talk about this. I would feel that way. You have 70K subscribers and nobody's only subscribed to you because let's see if they talk about the bourbon ABCDs. It's just weird. Stop doing that. Don't do that.
That shit hasn't changed, bro. Chill out.
No. Yeah, they don't. Everybody's like top 5, top 10, this, and top list work. I get it. You want to see the list. You want to see the top one. You're the best bourbon in the world. So that you can go and try it. You can go and buy it. If you have it, you can show about it. But best is so subjective. It's whiskey. It changes for you. It changes for me every day. Because your palate changes, your mood changes.
You have the perfect segue into my next hot take. You're talking about the best, the top, whatever. I have a hot take that there's channels that are headstrong with saying single barrels cannot be in the top 10. So why is King of Kentucky on there? So why are super allocated things like Heaven Hill 19 on there that nobody will see unless they pay $2,000? I think single barrels should be on there because it's like they're all single barrels, yes. They're all different, yes. availability wise, it's no different.
Yeah.
We're deep in this
Yeah.
hobby. It's like include a single barrel, put them on the map.
Talk about it, and don't like talking about a single barrel. As you said, King of Kentucky. Every year, King of Kentucky is a single barrel that's released only in a very few states. Very few states. Very few people get a chance to get it at retail or whatever price you pay. And a lot of folks will say, oh, I'm not going to pick this barrel that I picked or my local store picked or I went there and talked about it because it's a single barrel, you guys will never get it. But guess what? I also don't have King of Kentucky. I watch a lot of people drive very fancy cars. I don't have any of them. That doesn't mean I don't watch them drive fancy cars. Like it doesn't make any sense that because you guys can't have it, so I will not show it. But secretly, that's my pick. Why are you trying to dumb it down for me, man? Just give it to me what you feel like is correct. If I get a chance to try it, that should be your opinion about it.
Yeah.
Put it in there. And put a separate list. If you feel like you're doing injustice to it, then put it a separate list. I've seen some YouTube channels put like, hey, top 10 of what people can get, top 10 what I can get or I got. Yeah, do something like that. If you become that influential person in your industry that you get some samples, you get some benefits, why are you shying away from it? Why are you trying to be modest about it? Tell you got it. You're using that to tell more people about it. I'm not there. But if someday we get to that level where we get even a sample from somewhere, yeah, we're going to talk about it like that. Why would I not talk about that? Why would I lie to people like, hey, I'm not going to tell you how I get all of this, but I'm just going to tell you that I'm still drinking Rare Breed 101. No, you're not. You're not. Mm-hmm. That's a hashtag. That's not a brand, but I'm like, be more genuine about it. What are you drinking every day? Which single barrel? Which new distillery you're drinking every day? Like, that's why we chose this topic. Next time we do this, who knows? This might be there, something else might be there. That's the whole point of it. Mm-hmm. So you're so stuck in your ways about third hot take. Explore, please. Bourbon folks, please explore. Hate on Scotch, hate on Irish, but drink them first and then hate it. I'm personally can assure you that if you say that you like this Scotch, Jimmy Russell will not come to your house and beat you up. I have done that many times. You are allowed to like it. You're allowed to taste it just because you like bourbon.
They're gonna kick me out the Four Roses Mellow Moments Club if I like Scotch.
Just try it. You don't have to. Who are you pretending you drink for? You're drinking every other day. You're drinking for your hobby. You like this drink. Try it. Go to a bar. Have a small pour. Have something with a friend. You might know a person who has one Scotch, two Scotch. Try that. See if you like it. Irish whiskey, American single malts, rye. The reason I'm saying that the more you try and the more you don't like, you'll get more focused on what you like. And that helps you. That opens up your palate. You get more notes. You get more flavors out of it. You start enjoying it a lot more. It's not just because, oh, every whiskey is there, I should. It's not that. You get to talk about it. You meet more people about it. Like, don't bind yourself in like, I'm in this box of bourbon. If I go outside, I don't know what will happen. You were never in any box. 5 years ago, you were drinking something else, mixed drinks, beers. Now you're just so focused on Buffalo Trace that you can't see anything else. Get out of there. Leave your space. That's a hot take for a lot of folks in bourbon. Leave your space and talk to any person who makes bourbon, who's involved in the industry. They're leaving their spaces. They're getting certifications in different types of whiskeys. They're trying to learn from different types of manufacturing processes. They're trying to learn from different types of how distilleries manage their own thing. But no, we're just going to stick to that. Drink your bourbon. Nobody's going to come and take your bourbon away, man.
That's just so funny because the number one response you'll get from people, and I'm sure, let me see if you can guess it. When you ask a bourbon person, do you like Scotch? Tushar, what's the number one?
It's smoky.
I don't like that smoky stuff.
So it's like, hey, have you tried soda? Oh yeah, it's all Dr. Pepper. There's fucking 50,000 brands of soda, man. Any flavor that you can imagine has a soda now.
Yeah, they have cotton candy Faygo.
Yeah. I don't understand why you're judging a whole category of whiskey that you can enjoy on one bottle.
Don't make no sense.
It usually happens with the people who just want to judge very quickly, so they don't discomfort. I get that there's a discomfort if you go to some places, and Scotch could be very snobby. I understand that if you talk about Scotch, the labels doesn't make any sense. You don't have to do anything like that. You don't have to feel like that. In your bourbon space, just go with a friend somewhere. Just order the basic one that's not red label Johnny Walker. That's not Glenlivet. Let's try it. 50 bucks that you spend on four scotches or two scotches won't take your house away, man. Just give it a try. Irish whiskey. If you don't like Scotch, want to try Irish whiskey, try Indian whiskey, try Canadian whiskey, try Japanese whiskey, try Taiwanese whiskey. Try this. So every country in this world is making whiskey now. Most of them. Get to try them. Try Australian whiskey. Try New Zealand whiskey. Help you understand how things are made, how more you connected with it. It will help you grow your hobby. That's what it's for. Otherwise, you can just collect all the BTACs in the world and sit in your room and talk about it, and you will get nothing after that.
This next one, I don't know if I want to say it. We can cut it if you disagree with it, because it kind of does call out somebody. But I can't I'd be wrong if I didn't say it. I don't know if you agree. You might be like, nah, you're wrong. But
okay, let's see.
I like their podcast, but I don't like Bourbon Pursuit's products. I watch all their podcasts. I watch all of them. I love what they talk about. I love when they talk about, like, they have genuine good conversations with good, like, recent news.
Oh, yeah.
I had a lot of Bourbon Pursuit. I don't know. I can't say that I ever want to hunt one out and, man, episode, whatever, I need that. Or, I don't know. That's a hot take. Again, not the majority.
It is a hot take. It is a hot take, and I think they are affordable. They are popular, and as you said, I have not liked completely a lot of their stuff, but also wasn't like completely hated their stuff.
Yeah.
I think what you and me are talking about is something coming from those two folks who know so much about the industry, so like they have their own industry. Like they have so much knowledge, they have so many connections. And they seem to be also very genuine people on their podcast. Like I've never heard anything from them like they being weird about something that they do. So we expected in our head maybe a little different when we tried their bourbon, and it doesn't land there.
That's what it is. That's what it is. You know they're bourbon nerds. So why are they not giving me the stuff a bourbon nerd wants? That really good stuff, but it's just all affordable, pretty good stuff. Good.
I think because from an NDP standpoint, a lot of NDP start that we've seen, they start with batch products later. First they start with like single barrels. And Pursuit might have done that too, and I might not know about it, so I might be wrong and saying it incorrectly. But I see a lot more of the products that I see from Pursuit are batch products, like the double oak bourbon, triple mash rye. That's a blend of 3 or 4 things. So which are made to appeal to a lot of folks. So might not be the standout that you and me are looking into it. And I'm not trying to say that, these guys are great in defending them, but I'm trying to see if I had a brand like that, if I had that connection, if I was there, and I still have to run a business and make money out of it, I would try to have something that will appease a lot to that people can buy for 70 to 60 bucks and go back and buy it more. And then small releases here and there with partners, you might have to try a little bit more. Like you and me might have to go to the Pursuit parlor now and try their single barrel picks more that they do, or they did a $200 release or $300 release bottle earlier, which was like only very few limited releases, something like that. So yeah, we might have to give a more chance, but I agree with your emotion. Like, I understand what you're saying. Like, you want to be wowed by the bourbon, but you're not. You want to be like, I drank that on yes. But it's
yeah.
So it's nothing against them. Obviously, they do much better than I could ever do any of that. It's just maybe something gets better in the future when we try it.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm done with if you know. That's a hot take. Like, stop making me getting me more FOMO about stuff. I already have a lot of FOMO. I live with FOMO. This world, everybody has some kind of FOMO. Stop saying if you know. Including our own reviews. If we say something we like with this one, or any bottle that we say we type, we're just saying we like it. We're not gonna say if you don't get this bottle, your whiskey collection is incomplete or you haven't tried all whiskey. We have been, as a whole community in this country, like the way we have started, I would say in the last 10 years, everybody's gone crazy about bourbon. Bourbon was before us, bourbon is going to be after us. There's going to be good whiskey. There's always good whiskey in this world. So there's no point in saying if you know, if you know. Like, hey, you'll get it. Be patient.
Yeah, that shit is like, bro. Well, I don't know, so shut the fuck up. Because at this point,
Yeah.
I'm done. And the thing is, like, you and me collectively, honestly, I think a modest number, you and me combined, probably tasted probably around samples, bottle shares, everything, brother. Thousands of bottles, I would say.
Yeah.
We're close.
Yeah.
We're close
Yeah.
to there. The bottles we have on our shelves, right? They mean something to us, right? It's why they're there.
Yeah.
If I don't know, I'm good. I don't want to know, right?
Yeah. if I get to try it, I think the way people talk about it, it's like creating a hype so they can get something out of it. Versus it should be like, hey, this is a really good thing and this is what I'm getting out of it. So next time you see something from these guys, maybe take a look. If you get a chance, we don't do that. The hot take actually is not that if you know, the hot take is I have it and you don't.
Yeah.
The bourbon world has a lot of that.
Yeah.
We ourselves create this problem that I have this and you don't. That's why you have to come to me or I can talk about it. And I don't feel like that's how we should be. That's just my feeling. If you want to feel that way, go ahead, do it. I'm just a guy on 34 subscriber YouTube channel, so it doesn't matter. But I feel like we should be like, hey, if I tried something new, if you come to my place, I'd like you to have that. I don't want to gatekeep it. And also don't want to oversell that if you don't have it because I have it, now you're losing in the bourbon journey. It's not about that. Try your own shit, go your own pace. There's nothing, nobody can say that they've tried everything what they have. I'm sure Fred Minnick also has some bottles that he wants to try. And no matter how you believe his views, if you like it or not like it, he's one of the biggest bourbon influencers that we know of, who has tried, has done research, has connection with, like he has tried some whiskeys that I don't even know that existed, most likely. And he also would say that I would like to try this bottle. So where do we stand? There's no point in there. And if you can't get to the top, then why is the race there? Don't race. There's no to the top there. If you go to the top, there's always going to be a better, bigger top in this situation. It's not going to end, and it's expensive, and there are a lot of bottles. Who's going to finish out of this?
Yeah,
Thing is,
you can want to collect your Pappy 23, your vertical and all that, but guess what? There's older vintages of Pappy 23 that are still so Weller. And then guess what? There's also single barrels that happened back in the day from Pappy.
Yeah.
Bro, you can't. Just stop.
You can. And if you go into the collection side of it, and if you have that collection, let's just say you're a collector, that's a different topic I'm talking. Like that's a different kind of even tax bracket to talk about it. When you are just having all of this to put it on there because you want to collect, you drink, but you want to have that vintage bottle. That's different. I'm talking about the regular folks who have all of a sudden who start into the bourbon journey today, and 2 years on the line, they have 200 bottles and they're like, oh my God, now I have to buy this, I have to get that. And we are all over the place. You can see us. We are easily identifiable in public because every time there's a bottle, all our heads are turning at the same thing. So we're the same people that you can choose and see them. We don't have to compete to each other. We don't have to get there first. You don't have to try that whiskey first to know how good it is. If you have not tried Russell 15 by this time, and you get to try it in 3 years down the line, you still like it if you want to, if it's your flavor profile. Doesn't matter if you tried it when it came out. Keep that in mind. Don't get too much into it. And I'm saying all of that from personal experience. It's not something that I've seen. I don't want to put anybody's name. It's my personal experience that I've dealt with. Spending a lot of money on all of this, buying still a lot of shit, but you can't get away there. Buy stuff that is different, that might be still valuable to you 3 years down the line. Doesn't matter, it's money. Just like this bottle. Like, yeah, I have other single malts that are much more expensive and I spend a lot more money on. But yeah, I have good memory about it. I like this bottle. So buy something like that. Get to know about that rather than just, if you know, you know.
So this conversation made me think of another one. And I think it's because I think it's a hot take because people usually think conversely of my idea. So I know the opposite exists, right? But hear me out. I think the bourbon community has some of the worst people in it. That's a hot take because most people will say the opposite, right? It's the people will say, "Oh, it's always a community, it's a great." But think of this from, I mean, maybe it's just my personal experience because bourbon was the first thing that I got into where it's kind of it's a super luxury item. Like all this liquor and expensive and allocated and hard to get and you hold on to it, the next year it becomes more expensive. This is the first type of item I've collected or bought or tasted and drank that's like this. And it brings out the worst in people. And that's why I have to say I think the bourbon community has some of the worst people in it that just want to flex it, just want to brag, just want to, and for what? So that's a hot take because I know a lot of people think the opposite, which I do agree to some, right? So when you see the opposite happen in very few people, it can be the best people you meet. But some people, bro.
I think most of us who will listen to this or have experience have dealt with both kind of folks. It depends on what interaction you've had. So I think like in any community you have those spectrums where the worst people. But on a day-to-day basis, because the way we were talking about it, it's harder to judge who is not the best person. Because if a person like me, you come to my place and I show all these bottles that you might have not seen because you're newer. I don't have anything that crazy, but you might be still surprised by if I have a Stag Junior or I have a GTS. You're like, oh my God, this guy has so much good bourbon. And you made friends with me, and then every time I hang out, and every time I'm talking to you, I show off a bottle. I'm talking about a different bottle or a new expensive bottle. Every time I post something, every time I say something, I don't talk about most of the normal stuff because it doesn't matter to me. I will only talk about when I'm drinking Mistress 20. I don't have it, but that's what I'm talking about. There are a lot of people who sometimes feel like if I don't show off that way, then what's the point of it?
For real.
I don't think that's the point at all. Expensive whiskey is expensive whiskey. That's all it is. It's expensive whiskey. Good and not good is on you to decide. It doesn't come with the label saying good whiskey. They can put whatever the fuck they want to on the label. But expensive whiskey is expensive whiskey.
Good whiskey, 20 years.
Yeah, it's good to put whatever. It's good because you chose to say that. You carry that value. And when you carry that value, when somebody else is showing you that value, you assign that. And when you assign that value, all of a sudden that person becomes, or that bottle becomes much higher than anything that you have. It's different than, hey, you came to my place, you tried Mistress 20, you tried King of Kentucky, you tried GPS, and you went like, oh my God. You decided at that point. But you have never tried them, but you know they exist, and I show off that. That's not correct. Try it and then decide if it's worth the bragging point that somebody else is posting it for. So it's harder to see what the intention is as you were talking about it, because a lot of people just want to say like, it's very easy. You can get carried away in saying that, like, I have the better bottle. Like, I only drink good stuff. I only drink this. Okay, man, like, cool. A lot of people are living in palaces. A lot of people are doing great things in life. Like, if you do that, where are you going to go with that? And if you, as a person who has all of these bottles and are not happy just drinking them unless you show it off, I think you need to rediscover a different hobby, man. Maybe go somewhere else.
You said there's people living in palaces. For real. Like, you're never going to, like... Bourbon is, like... When you zoom out, right, to, like, way out macro level, bourbon's a small thing compared to, like, some other people. Like, what are we doing? What are we bragging about?
You and me can sit here with that 10 bourbon crate into people like, oh my God, dude, I'm opening this very expensive Michter Sour Mash Celebration. All 10 of us are like, oh my God. And the rest are like, Why? Huh? It's a bottle of bourbon. It's $6,000. Why? Again? Look it
Yep.
from that perspective, and you realize there's no bragging there. There's no
Yeah.
show off there. Yeah, okay, you did a 6,000. Yeah, I went to Disney with my kids and I spent 15 grand there. Like, what do you want me to do right now?
Yeah. 100%.
So it should be appreciated. And I'm not saying that those bottles are non hold value. They're expensive. First of all, that's the limit. They're expensive bottles. They're limited bottles. You have to judge if you want those bottles, if they're worth that money or not. Just because I am saying and I can afford $6,000 bottle doesn't mean that you have to go for it.
Hmm.
If you can't, don't do it. This is not coming from a place of any authority or like, oh my god, this is coming from a place of after falling and being this dumb person who used to chase like that, who used to think like that, who used to get bottles like that. That's how I have these bottles because I was chasing. But every time I open them, I'm like, I love them, but the chase wasn't worth the price in the end for most of them.
Hmm.
Coming back to the part of like people who are like, it's harder to judge, and I see that's why you can say like we all want to believe that every person that we meet in bourbon is like going to be great,
Yeah.
but eventually sometimes because of the value situation you can see how things change, how all of a sudden they are not the person you think they might be, and
Yeah.
it can get very dirty, it can get very weird, especially on internet. And we all have seen a lot of those comment wars, those internet warriors who just want to tell you that you are not good or your choices are bad or you are a flipper, you're not a flipper, and I am a most priceless person, my morale is higher, my morality is better. It's bourbon. It's not about that, man. It's not about that. I don't care what,
Makes
like, I watched, I forgot the name of that influencer who had a recent, and I copied that Instagram. He said, it doesn't matter what you paid for your bourbon and to brag about it. It matters that you have that bottle and you wanted that bottle. That's what it matters for. If you pay $2,000 for a Pappy 10 and me and Max are laughing because we can get it for 120 bucks, doesn't matter. You are okay paying $2,000, you should enjoy that whiskey for $2,000. Don't think about us. It won't taste any difference if it's 120 bucks or $2,000 if you are at the place where money for that particular amount is okay with you. But people attach that value. So stop thinking like that. Like if I don't get at MSRP, then I'm not getting the bourbon. Or the person who got it at secondary or higher price value is a fool. It's not a fool. You're just assuming that. You don't even know that person. He just has more resources maybe. Or he might just doesn't care about it. If you care about it, choose differently. Stop just pointing fingers to feel better about yourself, man. It's bourbon. Feel better about something else. Feel better how you did today rather than how good of a bottle you bought at MSRP. Like there's better ways to feel better about yourself. Let's just say that. So these are very, very spicy hot takes. I think we'll get banned
They're
from every community. The outro is we are a little tipsy and we've recorded for 2 hours. So thank you for watching and tune in next time. Well, we'll get drunk again. Cheers.
cheers.